Hey everyone, welcome to part 2. Just to show you what's going to be happening in this tutorial, we're going to be adding a needle to the compass, one that can rotate and spin and hit any direction, just like a real compass, as well as a little top piece thing that can move back and forth. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead, start a 2D sketch on the surface over here. And on this surface, we're just going to draw in a small circle. In my case, I'm just going to do 0.125 and then press OK. It's going to look something like that. I'm going to finish my sketch and then I'm going to extrude this out a total of, let's go ahead and say 0.05 inches, like that, and then I'm going to press OK. So you can't see it very well, but there is a circle there. And on the top, let's go ahead and add a little portion, and we're going to do this kind of similar to the pumpkin. In my case, I'm going to turn on the YZ plane in the origin folder. And the reason I did that is because it's currently kind of parallel with the surface I want it to be with on the north side. And I'm going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to grab this plane and drag it up to the top so that it is only cutting through that top portion, kind of like this. And I'm going to press OK. And on this top portion, I would just like you to draw out a rectangle. And you can do it by eye, or you can do it with dimensions. But just draw it out. You won't be able to see it, but you will be able to extrude it. So extrude it so that it is kind of just going out just a little bit like that. Press OK. And then we're going to start another 2D sketch on the side of it. And on this side, we're going to just draw in a circle. So you can once again dimension it, or you can just draw it out. You can't really see it well, but there's a circle. And I do actually want the dimensions of this. So let's go ahead and say 0.06 in my case. And press OK. Yours could be slightly different. That's fine. But once you have that in place, use the extrude tool. And then switch over from extrude to the cut option so that it cuts through the object, and then press OK. So if you do it correctly, you should have a cut, and it looks like mine didn't quite go deep enough, so I'm just going to go back real quick and extrude it out. Okay, so we can see that hole. We have now this complete, so let me hide these planes. And now we're going to go ahead and create 2 additional parts. So go to File, New, Standard.ipt. The first part's going to be an arrow. So I'm going to use the line tool to draw this in. Whoops. And then trim off the excess. Okay, and if we recall, the circle over here had a distance on it of 0.125. So over here at the very end, I'm going to put in a circle of 0.125. Okay, and if yours is too big or too small, that arrow, you can definitely just adjust it. So I do foresee this being too large, so I'm going to adjust it a little. Say like so. Trim that off and make sure that's connected. Something like that will work for me. And I'm going to then mirror this line over, mirror line to that. Hit apply, so it puts it in place. And I'm going to make sure that's extended on, so now it is. And I'm going to just trim off the excess. So decide what you need to do, trim it off. And you should just be left with a single shape like that. Okay, I'm going to finish this sketch and extrude this out a total of 0.05 units. That's too thick. 0.02 units then. 0.01 unit. Okay, 0.01 units. That's good, so I'm going to add some color to it. Let's just go with that gold color again. And maybe a more reddish gold. Okay, go ahead and save this. Something like compass needle is perfectly fine. And then we're going to create that second part, so let's go ahead and do that. On the second part, that's going to be kind of like a ring. So we did mention at the top here that this circle has a distance of 0.06. And the length, at least for me, the length of this part, and if you don't see how I'm doing this, I'm clicking on inspect, and then I click distance, and you can measure things. So is 0.279. So maybe like 0.4, something bigger would work. So I'm going to draw out a circle. And I might get it wrong the first time. That's perfectly fine. Or actually, I won't get it wrong. You know, I'll get it right. Yeah. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw this line slightly larger than that 0.279. So let's say I draw it out to be 0.4. Now I'm going to use the arc tool, and I'm going to draw an arc on the top of it. So it's going to look something like that. Once I've finished that, I'm going to finish the sketch, and I'm going to put a plane right at this point over here. Okay, now to put a plane somewhere, there's a tool here called plane, and if you click on it, and you click on a point 2 times, 1, 2, you're going to see that it should put a plane on it. And I guess it did in its own way. Let's just roll with it, see what happens. I'm going to start a sketch on this plane. And the center, where these two black lines meet, is where that point is. So I'm going to draw a circle there. I'm going to draw this circle to be 0.06. Okay, that's the same size as the hole in the compass. Okay, and now that that's in place, there's a tool here called sweep. And if you click on that and click on your circle to path, you can click on this, and if you look, it's going to sweep it around there. So it's like you created this cool handlebar thing. It's a really useful tool. Anyway, I'm going to press OK. I'm going to turn off this, and I'm going to add some color. It looks like it wants me to do everything at the same time. Let's go ahead and add all the color. Okay. Now that we have this in place, go ahead and save it as like compass handle. So when you've done that, go ahead and save it as compass handle, and then press save. And now we're going to go into assembly mode and just quickly put everything together. So file, new, we're done making our parts, so we're on assembly now. And I want you to select standard.iam. And if you remember how to place things, I want you to place in all 3 objects. And when you have all 3 objects, it's going to look something like that. Let's go ahead and attach everything together. So go to constrain. And for our constraint options, the best one for this is going to be the insert constraint. So click on that, and this works best with circles. If you look at these 2 pictures, you're going to see that there's circles. So what I usually do is I'll click on a circle. Let's say this upmost circle over here. And I need a circle on here, and luckily we do have half of a circle, so that's going to cut it. And if you click it, you're going to hear that click noise, and you're going to see that we've attached the needle onto it. So you can see it looks something like that, and I'm going to hit apply. Now the cool thing is that the needle now works. See? So the compass is moving a little. Let's actually stop that from happening. If you left click once on the compass, and then you right click on it, you can go to an option here that's called grounded. If you click on that, the compass can no longer move. So only the things that are on it can do the moving. Okay, and to add the handle, it's going to be slightly more tricky, but go to constraint. And this time we're going to use a tool called the tangent tool. And if you look at this little picture over here, you're going to see a circle and a square or rectangle. And that's how tangents work. So first we're going to click on this surface. And then we're going to click on, let's say, the front. It's going to make a click. You want to adjust it so that it's roughly where it needs to be. So let me just type in a number like negative 0.17. Nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So negative 0.11 looks okay. I can still see that gap though. So it's looking like 09, 09, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to hit apply. That was with that surface. The next one I'm going to do is this again, but now with the top. If you do that, it's going to be positioned in the right way. So now we just need to offset it so that it goes down, so that it fits in the hole. So let's do negative 0.1, too much, 0, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that looks okay. Hit apply. And then lastly, let's see where we can do. Yeah, we can still move up and down. And to fix that, we're going to have to quickly jump back in to the compass handle. So if you still have it, open the compass handle file. And we just need to turn on one of our planes temporarily. So let me go to the origin folder. And the plane I'm looking for is something that cuts it vertically like this. So I'm going to turn this one on and then go back to the assembly so it shows up. And then I'm just going to use a mate constraint. So mate this, so let's say this. And then I'm going just to offset it into place. So 0.1, negative 0.1, 2, 3, 6, negative 0.16, looks okay. Maybe 165. Okay, and then I'm going to hit apply, and I can now go back to the compass handle and turn this off so it doesn't get in the way because it's still there. You just can't see it. And then I'm going to save this. Whoops. But you can save it. And now you should notice that this can move up and down, just like a real compass, and your needle can spin. And there you have it, one compass. So hopefully you get it, give it a go. If you have any questions, let me know. And this is gonna complete the tutorial. Okay, everyone, I'll see you later. Peace.